Hey everyone, I'm Jaren, and today we are talking about the 2021 Candyman. This particular installment comes from director Nia DaCosta and producer Jordan Peele, who also wrote the script together. And there are a few things I need to clear up and clarify, so this is more of a spiritual sequel, not a reboot. And so the reason why the movie is not called Candyman 2, Candyman 3, or Candyman some silly ass title is because it's kind of following in the same footsteps as the 2018 Halloween, where it's a film that stands on its own, but it heavily refers to the original 1992 film. I mean, I guess you could see this film without watching the original, but I mean, there are a lot of plot devices and references that are more of a treat if you have seen the first film. I have to be completely honest about this. I wouldn't consider this a spoiler. I consider it more of an expectation because to me, even though I got the same answer as I did watching the trailer, I was still hoping that maybe I'd be wrong. So, Tony Todd is not our focused Candyman anymore. If you're expecting to go into this and expecting to see Tony Todd reprise the role as the Candyman, you're going to be disappointed. It's not that his character is replaced or anything, he's heavily referred to, but he's just not our focus anymore because this film takes a more incisive, thrilling approach to kind of deepening the mythology of Candyman. Within their message, without giving so much away, Candyman is more than just one person, it's more than just someone with a face, but it is a history of violence that currently repeats itself, and a lot of it has to do with like some of the victims that have suffered from society. I am tiptoeing on glass, just trying to find the words to explain this movie, but I'm going to hold that off because it is worth checking out. I'm not going to talk about spoilers or anything. Yahya Abdul Mateen II. I am so sorry if I mispronounced that name, but I know he was in Aquaman 1 and he's going to be in the upcoming Mad Max installment, but he did a really good job as Anthony McCoy, our main character, and he goes through some very disturbing and grisly changes. And I gotta say, even though the film was kind of like a slow burn as the first film, it really just drives down the rabbit hole with all this madness and craziness. And, you know, I gotta admit that the way this movie plays out, it was actually really frightening. Like, I've seen the trailer like 1,000 times, and even some of the things that happen in the trailer really got me. Teyonah Parris and Coleman Domingo delivered some wonderful supporting performances. I also enjoyed some of the comic relief in this movie, including where the horror tropes are more self-aware and it's made fun of. Like, there's a scene where Teyonah Parris is kind of about to go down this dark, creepy basement, and then she straight up goes, "Oh, hell no," and shuts that door. Michael Hargrove plays our more main-focused Candyman. He is Sherman Fields. He is very, very creepy. I mean, there are some moments where I was just really chilled to the bone. I didn't even want to look in the mirror when I got home, but he delivers the creeps and chills, but he doesn't have that same allure, that same seductive dark side that, you know, Tony Todd brought with the Daniel character. I forgot the last name. Daniel Robitaille. I hope I got that name right. That is the name of Tony Todd's Candyman before he died and whatnot. The script that the filmmakers came up with definitely pushed a lot of urgent buttons that really speak to what has happened now in their history, especially with violence against discrimination and prejudice. With the story execution and the moral that's left at the end of the movie, it was quite moving. Actually, one of the more powerful films of this year, while creeping you out at the same time. I also forgot to mention the cinematography was just so enticing and intriguing. I love the fact that even though this movie was more brutal and bloody than the last one, they did it in a way where it wasn't so gratuitous. You know, sometimes while people are being just hacked up and just stabbed and everything like that, sometimes they would do a really clever shot where we would just look in a mirror. And also, I got some serious Us and Get Out vibes by just seeing the way that the bees kind of moved and replicated and reflected in the mirrors. But just some of the camera choices were just wonderful. I also loved a lot of the on-set locations, including bringing the legend back to Cabrini Green, Chicago, and especially seeing it now in 2018 Well, present day 2018, I'm like, now is 2021. Besides the significantly small detail I would have changed in this movie, it was wonderfully directed, definitely surpassed my expectations than predicted. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today. Look forward to more reviews. I'm Jaren, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye.